Friend Sarah is a speech therapist and a certified academic language therapist, and she helps kids who struggle with reading, spelling, fluency, comprehension, and dyslexia through fully virtual one-on-one tutoring, which makes it so convenient for families no matter where you live. What makes Sarah so amazing?
Have you noticed something? Whenever the Duggar family tries to stay away from controversy and finally live in peace, somehow, another shocking headline suddenly appears and drags them right back into the middle of chaos again. Why does controversy never seem to leave this family alone? Today, I've brought you a huge breaking and explosive update about the Duggar family, and honestly, this one may leave a lot of people stunned. Right now, there's one major question spreading all over the internet. Will this new legal battle completely destroy the Duggar family forever? Is Jim Bob's entire empire finally starting to collapse like a house of cards? And what kind of serious information has now reached the courtroom that could change the future of this family overnight? In today's video, I'm going to talk about the real truth hiding behind those closed doors. What explosive twist is hidden inside this new case? And why are people saying the Duggars may not escape this one so easily this time? Today, I'll share the full insider-style breakdown that everyone online has been talking about. So friends, don't skip even a second of this video, and make sure you stay until the very end. Because after hearing today's twist, your entire opinion about the Duggars may completely change. And before we continue, what do you think about the Duggar family's endless controversies, and this upcoming court fight? Share your opinion down in the comments. And don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and join our daily chats together. Alright friends, now let's get into the real story. Just when many viewers thought the family was finally staying away from major public drama, new reports involving Joseph Duggar and Kendra Duggar suddenly reignited online discussion in a massive way. And what really shocked people wasn't only the seriousness of the allegations being discussed online. It was also the fact that Joseph has always been seen as one of the calmer and quieter Duggar siblings. Over the years, Joseph mostly stayed away from public conflict. He was never known as the outspoken rebel of the family. And unlike some other siblings, he was rarely involved in non-stop social media controversy. That's exactly why this entire situation has surprised longtime Duggar followers so much. According to public discussions surrounding the case, the legal situation reportedly connects back to a 2020 vacation incident that investigators later re-examined. Online reports and public comments have mentioned allegations involving reckless behavior and child protection concerns. And eventually, those discussions reportedly led to serious criminal charges against Kendra, along with a separate legal investigation. Now friends, it's important to remember something here. Right now, these are still allegations and legal claims being discussed publicly. And in any legal case, allegations alone do not automatically mean someone is guilty. At this moment, a huge part of the public attention is focused on one thing: how the Duggar family is reacting behind the scenes. One detail people cannot stop talking about is the amount of bail connected to this case. The number being discussed online, nearly $600,000, immediately grabbed everyone's attention. Because honestly, when people hear a number like that, they instantly assume the situation must be very serious. Even people who don't closely follow the legal system usually react strongly when they hear about extremely high bail amounts. And when that kind of number becomes connected to a family already surrounded by controversy, public opinion changes very, very quickly. Honestly, I think that's one of the biggest reasons why this story spread across the internet so fast. For years now, the Duggar name has already carried heavy public stigma. So even a smaller legal issue would probably still create headlines. But when viewers suddenly hear words like felony, bail, and child endangerment connected to another Duggar family member, people immediately begin comparing it to previous scandals. Another major point creating controversy is the news that biological children were reportedly restricted from contact during part of the legal process. And honestly, that particular detail emotionally affected many viewers following the story online. Why? Because family image has always been at the center of the Duggar brand. For years, the family built their public reputation around trust, parenting, discipline, and strong family values. So when legal headlines involving children suddenly appear, it directly clashes with the image they spent decades building on television. And this is where the situation becomes especially difficult for Jim Bob Duggar. For a long time, Jim Bob seemed focused on protecting whatever remained of the family's public image, especially after previous scandals damaged their reputation so heavily. Some older Duggar children slowly stepped away from the spotlight. Others reduced their public appearances. Several family members appeared more focused on business ventures, private life, or quiet social media content. But this new situation has now created a completely different level of pressure. And what makes this even more surprising is that Joseph was never considered one of the controversial siblings. Most viewers described him as quiet, private, and devoted to family life. So when controversy suddenly surrounds someone like that, it shocks the public even more. Online, many people are now saying things like, if Joseph is also facing legal controversy, then maybe the family's problems are much deeper than outsiders realized. Again, friends, those are public reactions and online opinions, not proven facts. But it clearly shows just how strongly this incident has affected the Duggar family's public image. Another interesting part of this story is the legal strategy itself. Reports suggest that pleading not guilty became part of the legal response. And legally speaking, that's actually not unusual at all. In many high-profile cases, lawyers often advise clients to plead not guilty early in the process, while evidence, negotiations, and courtroom strategy continue developing. And this matters for an important reason. Because a not guilty plea isn't only about the courtroom. It also helps shape public perception. It gives defendants the opportunity to challenge allegations, protect legal options, and avoid immediately accepting public judgment. And honestly, many viewers now believe the Duggar family understands that this situation is becoming much bigger than just one legal case. This isn't only about court anymore. It's about protecting the family's entire public image. For years, critics argued that the Duggar family operated more like an institution than simply a normal reality TV family. Their image became connected to television shows, books, interviews, religious influence, and carefully managed public relations. So every new controversy doesn't just affect one individual. It shakes the entire Duggar brand. That's exactly why many viewers believe the family's legal and media strategy is probably being managed very carefully behind closed doors right now. And honestly, this controversy probably couldn't have arrived at a worse time. Over the last few years, some Duggar family members slowly started rebuilding parts of their online image again. Some siblings became more independent. Others shared more honest content about marriage, parenting, and everyday life. Compared to previous scandals, public discussion around the family had actually started calming down. But now, this new situation has brought all the attention back again. You can already see it happening online. Reddit threads, YouTube comments, TikTok reactions. People are once again focusing heavily on the entire Duggar family, not just individual siblings. Some viewers feel sympathy for the younger Duggar children, who grew up under non-stop public attention. Others believe the family never fully addressed the deeper issues connected to earlier controversies. And many longtime fans simply feel exhausted seeing another serious headline attached to the Duggar name again. The emotional side of this story becomes even stronger, because Joseph and Kendra were always more private compared to many of the other siblings. They usually stayed away from online drama. They weren't constantly trying to grab public attention. And because of that, this entire situation feels especially unexpected and confusing for many viewers. Honestly, I think that's one reason the reactions online have become so intense. People are struggling to understand how a family that promoted strong values for so many years continues getting pulled into one public controversy after another. At the same time, there are also viewers warning people not to rush to conclusions before the legal process fully plays out. And honestly, that's important too. Internet reactions can change extremely fast, especially when famous families are involved. But real court cases are complicated. And often, the truth unfolds slowly over time. Still, one thing seems undeniable right now. This situation has raised serious questions about the future of the Duggar family brand. Will the family ever fully separate themselves from controversy? Will more siblings continue quietly distancing themselves from the family image? And if public trust keeps collapsing every few years, then what does the Duggar name even represent anymore? Those are the questions many longtime viewers are now asking. And honestly, this may become the most defining moment for the family since the previous scandals first changed everything. Because this time, it's not only about online rumors or public embarrassment anymore. This situation now touches legal issues, parenting concerns, family loyalty, and the future of what was once seen as an untouchable reality TV empire. And for the Duggar family, this may be their biggest challenge yet.